Looking to get Shadow? Get $5 off your first month using this code. Now on to the video. Shadow recently released their second and third tier PC plans late 2020, and we signed up for the Ultra plan once it was available. We also made a benchmark video previously for the boost level, so naturally we had to make a benchmark video for the Ultra tier as well. For the Ultra plan benchmark, we use most of the same software to get comparable numbers so we can compare them to the boost plan to see how better the Ultra plan is over the boost plan. PC Mark X will get the general state of the whole machine, while the graphics software 3D Mark will get the benchmark stats on the GPU. Let's get into it. To start off, we'll get the hardware stats for the Ultra machine I'm using. We'll be using CPU-Z, GPU-Z, and HW monitor to get all the stats while the PC is idle, like we did last time on the Boost benchmark. The Intel Xeon W3235 is a 12-core CPU with 24 threads. It launched in the second quarter of 2019 and has a code name of Cascade Lake, with a clock speed of 3300 MHz. Now I compared this processor with the Boost processor on CPUbenchmark.net, and it got a considerably better score as expected. The only real drawbacks are that it costs a lot more and it needs more power. My Ultra PC is using the NVIDIA Quadro RTX 5000. With the Quadro RTX 5000, you can now really game in 4K bliss, unlike the Boost PC. It's made with the Turing architecture which supports ray tracing. It is also equipped with 16 gigs of video memory and supports dual-link GPUs. Here are the full specs to pique your interest. I knew this was guaranteed to blow away the Quadro P5000 of the Boost PC, so I compared this to the RTX 2080 for a better comparison. As you can see, the comparisons are very similar, so it's safe to say that the Quadro RTX 5000 is basically a workstation equivalent to the RTX 2080. Now let's move on to the overall PC score benchmark with PC Mark X. This took about 35 minutes and benchmarked every type of application, including graphics processing. The graphics processing test isn't great, but it gets added to the overall score of the full benchmark. The score of the benchmark hit 4475. PC Mark X breaks down the benchmark in several categories and gets the average of all the benchmark tests. Note the details in the PC and the comparisons versus other PCs with different builds. I also pulled up the archives to find my previous score of the Boost PC, which was 3894. So you can definitely see the increase from the score from the Boost PC to the Ultra PC. Now for the good stuff. I'm going to run the TimeSpy benchmark test once again for the Ultra benchmark. This consists of 3 tests, 2 separate graphical specific tests, and a particle CPU test. These tests will be running in 4K as well. I'll run all the tests in full, and I'll blow up the stats figures so you can see it better since they were a bit small on screen. Now on to the second test. Now on to the third test, the CPU test. The final results came to a nice 79-27. I didn't expect anything less though on the Ultra plan. On the screen, they have an estimated game performance box where you can see the estimated FPS with selected games. Once again, the Ultra PC outperforms the Boost PC by over 2,000 points. The Quadro RTX 5000 is really quite the upgrade. We've got something special for you this time. 3D Mark has a ray tracing test called Port Royal, so we gave it a spin to see how well it would perform. Take a look at the ray tracing performance of the Ultra plan. Now as you can see, the RTX 5000 did really well on the ray tracing test. Feel free to run your favorite ray tracing games. The Ultra plan is really a great upgrade from the Boost plan. Running most games at 4K with 50 to 60 FPS should be no problem depending on game and settings of course. We'll be playing and benchmarking individual games in the near future with the Ultra plan, so look out for those. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to get the latest news and gameplay on cloud gaming at the only place where you can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle.